Hey everyone, this is Randolph here. You're listening to, or you're watching Big in Asia, which is a weekly live stream here from GameSpot in Singapore, where we look at games that are massive in the Asian region.
Either massive or something that's kind of niche, but at the same time has a bit of a cult following.
That's right. And you just heard Jonathan, who is showing off the game today, as usual. And what is it we're showing off today, Jonathan?
We are going to check out a bit of GunHound EX, a game that came out in January.
Yep.
This is actually a remake of a PC game that came out a few months back in 2012.
Okay, so...
And then the old game, I believe, I think it came out in the arcade in the 90s. Now, up to this date, I tried to do a little search on Google. No word about GunHound on the arcade at all.
Okay.
So basically, this is, I do a search on it, it's basically this game they're showing off right now, since it's pretty recent.
So I gotta say, I know nothing about this game.
Honestly, me too.
Yeah.
This is the first for me, because I've only heard about it through a tweet from one of our GameSpot US guys, and I thought I'd give it a shot, saw the video, and wow, it's basically a 2D shoot 'em up. I'll just show off a bit of the simulator so that, people can get a clear concept of what the controls are before I get into a mission.
Yeah, but first up, it's on the PSP.
Yep, on the PSP.
It's on the PSP, so they are still releasing games on the PSP.
Yes, they are in 2013.
In 2013. So this is it's got a fuller name in Japan, which I don't know how to pronounce.
It's Kisoryohei. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe someone from the stream can tell us.
But basically, GunHound X or EX.
Yep, that's correct.
And so, what is the game? So tell me what you're actually doing.
I'm actually just going through a training mission that teaches you the basics of the controls.
Okay, so you're controlling a mech, is that right?
Yep, that's correct. It's called a GunHound. Basically, it's very slow, like a mech should be.
Yep.
Can do a hover move like this here.
Yep.
Has two different types of firing mode, machine gun and melee.
Okay.
And rockets and shotgun mode.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's a shotgun, but it's just a cannon.
So it's an arcade game, basically, right?
Yep. You just kill as many things as possible, but the story missions are very varied, like slightly varied for its concept. Like there's some bits where you actually have to defend the helicopter, you have to defend things here and there, but for the most part, you're staying alive, trying to kill things to death.
So I've only seen 2 minutes of this. It looks a bit Metal Slug to me.
Oh yeah, pretty much. The fairer comparison would be like this would be like old Super Nintendo and NES games like Metal Storm, Assault Suit Lanos, and let's see, there's another one, Front Missions, Gun Hazard, yes.
Okay, but not Front Mission Evolved, obviously.
No. That's more like a top-down, the strategy one.
Yeah,
that spin-off was like 2D, you control a mech and you shoot things.
Okay, alright. So just to recap, everyone who's just joined the stream, you're watching Big in Asia, which is our weekly live show all about games that are out in the Asian region and that are kind of big here, but may not necessarily have been big in the US. Today, we're playing a game called GunHound EX, which was just released on the PSP in Japan last month. Jonathan, is that right?
Yep. Well, actually January.
January. Okay.
I only got my copy like, a few months later.
Yeah. So it's a side-scrolling shooter, essentially. And you're saying this is basically an update from an old PC game, is that right?
More like a recent PC game. It came out about 2012, and the EX version just came out because people seem to like games on the PSP.
Alright.
It's still a big thing right now in Asia. I mean, mostly in Japan, because the whole shoot 'em up thing is something that's pretty standard for gamers all over. They just like things old school.
Okay, so you're going to show us Mission 1, is that right? So this is the start of the game, essentially,
It's
right?
strange, because I thought I had a save. Okay, no big deal.
Alright, we'll just go through, huh?
Yeah, hopefully. Because I was actually going through like a bunch of other missions. I think I might have forgotten to save. Crap.
Right, okay.
Oh well. Let's see if I can struggle through the first few missions here and there.
Okay.
So there's actually like the story mode, and then there's the mission mode. Mission mode basically takes away all the story stuff, and you're trying to get a high score without dying.
Okay.
So as you die, there'll be checkpoints in the game, but when you die, your score resets to 0.
But mission mode basically is the story modes, is that right? Just with a different objective.
Story mode is a story. Missions is like basically like the story mode, except they take away all this like dialogue that all the characters have.
Okay.
So it takes a bit of the story here, and there we go. So yeah, like I mentioned before, the robots themselves have like 2 alternate fire modes.
Yeah.
You hold down the right trigger to actually shoot like homing rockets and a cannon mode. And if you just don't use the R button, you got a machine gun and a melee punch.
And unlimited ammo? Is that right?
Yep,
just
all unlimited, yeah.
Okay.
And there's actually even a special thing where you can actually make your mech go faster at a cost of like having less life. If you press the select button, you can go to like a light gunhound mode.
Okay.
And from there, basically you take off your suit of armor and you basically are super fast. For a mech, anyway, for a mech. Not like insanely fast like a Probotector Contra guy fast.
So I noticed that the mech you're doing now, that you're in now, is actually different to the one that you had in the training mission. So there's different mechs available, is there?
No, just this one mech you use.
Okay, it looks different to what you had there.
No, it's a... what's that? It controls the same, just looks different.
Oh, okay.
But you can customize how it looks.
Yeah.
But that's about the extent you go for it.
This is very old school, isn't it?
Very, very old school. Even the explosions are all pixelated and old school.
Okay.
This is also published by a very renowned shoot 'em up company called G Revolution. You might have heard of them from such games like Under Defeat or Border Down, or what's that other robot? Senko no Ronde. Basically all robot based, sort of. And yeah, just a lot of shooting and everything.
So what are the controls like, man?
Like I said, square is to just fire your primary bullets.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
Oh, good. You use boost there.
Yep.
Alright.
Oh, and the triangle is for your alternate fire. Holding the right trigger opens up your cannon. You shoot rockets with the triangle and your cannon with the square.
Okay.
X is to jump, hold X is to do a hover, hold circles to dash. You can actually do that by double tapping too, but I much rather just hold the circle, like it's easier.
And that aiming reticule that you're doing, how are you moving that around?
Oh, basically when you, it automatically targets when you hold the right trigger.
Oh, okay.
Very automatic.
Is it good automatic targeting though, or does it just
targets whatever's the
incorrect
closest.
enemies sometimes?
Yeah, whatever's the closest at the time.
Right, okay, alright. Just to recap everyone, you're watching Big in Asia, which is our weekly live stream about games that are big in the Asian region, but that may not necessarily have been out in the West. Today we're looking at a PSP game called GunHound EX, which is released in January in Japan. So yes, there are still new PSP games being released.
Yes, up till now actually, even with the Vita
up
like
until
out.
Now. Yeah. So for people who are just new to the stream, Jonathan, tell us about the pedigree of this game.
It's been published by G-Rev, but the developers are kind of new in. I mean, not new in the business, more like they've only done like GunHound. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
so you have to be facing in the direction, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which can be a bit hard.
Yeah, it must be a bit hard, yeah.
Oh, damn it, I'm dead.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically what I did before that was press select so that my armor comes off and I just go around faster, but at the cost of my health.
So are you in mission mode right now? Because I saw your points go down to 0. Maybe it was story mode.
No, this is story mode. Yeah, I said story. Yeah, basically story mode is when all that story thing happens.
Yeah.
And mission mode is when all that little exposition dialogue thing is all gone.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I just saw your score counter reset to 0 then.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, hold on, I need to concentrate. Oh god, why? Oh, damn it.
Okay,
so I'll be swearing quite a bit, yes, in this game.
This might take a while.
Yes, this will take a while.
And this will be a good test to see if Jonathan actually can refrain from swearing.
Yeah.
Live.
This would be fun.
Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna leave you alone. This looks like you need a bit of concentration for this.
I'll try to talk, but maybe it might end up as jumbo gibberish.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I mean, I'll just talk. How about I'll tell people about my impressions of this?
Oh yeah, sure. How do you feel about
this?
So
it looks pretty old school, right? I mean, with the boss here, with a definite pattern that you need to memorize, obviously. And I'm worried for you. I'm worried for you, Jonathan. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Is there an upgrade path to your mechs?
No. You just got your set weaponry, and that's it. You live with what you've got.
Okay. Are there power-ups that you can pick up in a level, metal slug style?
Nope, you cannot.
Okay.
What you're given is basically what you got.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Is that dull?
No, because once you get all your tools, it's like figuring out how to... The challenge is basically maneuvering and knowing when to aim, because when you're in one direction, you're facing one direction, and you only can fire from that direction.
Yep.
You have to turn, and then you switch the screen to the other side.
Okay.
So it's just something that people have to get used to.
So I take it this is the boss, right?
Yeah,
okay.
It's big enough to be one.
So you can't fire in the other direction at all?
Oh, no, you can when you're facing, yeah.
Okay.
But pivoting, that you have to just take into account all the pivoting and whatnot.
So would you say, Jonathan, that this is bullet hell levels of difficulty? Or
Not really. It's just basically I'm still used to the timing and everything, and I believe it or not, I actually had fun playing this despite its difficulty and challenge.
Okay.
I've so far gone through like the first 4 stages.
Yeah.
just finished it like just recently, but then I realized that, yeah, I forgot to save, so that's a bit bad. So we may or may not see later levels, so hopefully you can try to get through this.
So there's a cooldown for your weapons, I see?
Yeah. Come on, hurry up. And there's a bit of timing when you hover. You can't actually just hover straight and you're in the air.
Yep.
You actually need to like time it, because there's a bit like you just slowly get up and then you rise up. Oh Jesus!
Is there health you can?
Yeah, you have health. Yes, you will die really quick if you.
No, but like, is there health you can pick up?
No. Once, that's also the challenge in basically staying alive.
Okay. More missiles on the way. I think it's just one more. If you can just blast this next salvo, you should be able to get this guy. There you go. Well done, Jonathan.
Okay, right. Thank God.
That's good. So that was the first boss. That was the first level of GunHound EX. Guys, if you have any questions, just put them in the chat box there. But right now you're watching GunHound EX, which is a PSP game that was released in Japan at the start of January. How did it go? Do you know?
Actually, it made a really tiny blip.
Yeah.
I believe it was around like between the top 20. I think on January there were some other big releases. I'm not too sure, but yeah, basically these shooters are pretty niche. So it's basically, if you heard about it, you just buy it. That's why the limited edition for this game is really expensive. It goes like, I think, beyond 200 US.
Okay.
Really, really expensive stuff. And there's like a music CD, there's like an artwork, and I'm not sure if that's a little robot you actually get to use. Correct me if I'm wrong. But the limited edition I know is definitely very, very expensive.
Okay.
So yeah, the trick to playing this game is just knowing how fast your mech goes, and yeah, just knowing how the pivot system works. Like you're in one direction, you shoot, and then when your cannon is stationary at one point, it'll be there when you're standing still. So if you're pointing it northeast, the gun will still stay northeast unless you move around.
Okay. So like, you know, if for obviously people who haven't heard of this game, how would you, like, what game would you most compare it to?
Assault Suit Lanos.
Okay.
And other shooters like what's that? Metal Storm.
Yeah.
That came out on the NES.
Okay.
And Front Mission Gun Hazard, this other spin-off for the Front Mission series where it's a 2D shoot 'em up.
Right.
So right now I'm in a very unique mission where I'm just basically defending this ship from being destroyed.
And you've got a friend there, is that right?
Yeah, he doesn't do jack though.
Okay.
Okay, maybe a little bit, but I'm actually pulling most of the weight.
Yeah, sure, Jonathan. Sure you are.
Let's see if I can last long enough for this. Oh, and that's at the bottom there's actually a radar, so you can see what's actually coming up on screen.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah.
So the game is kind of fair, but also very challenging. You've got all the information, all the arsenals and everything. Just up to you how to use them. That actually makes it really good.
Yeah, I would have thought it'd have some sort of upgrade system. I mean, in today's world, it's basically a straight up arcade shooter, right? And you don't see many of those nowadays.
Yeah, which is a shame because it actually tests your real skills at moving around and knowing where the bullet patterns on the go. But I still think you can win this game through memorization because the enemies are still, the loadouts are basically the same, how the enemy positions here and there.
Can I say that's kind of crappy, how dialogue boxes are obscuring your character?
Oh god, that's the one thing I hate about this game.
That's just really, really bad.
Yeah. Okay, I hope it does not destroy the cargo. Oh shit, okay. Good.
Right.
Good,
but it is, yeah, I keep saying it, but it is very old school in that, I don't see very many modern touches to this game.
Yep, nope. It's still based off that old
It's something that
PCB.
could have been released in 1996, right?
Yep. I think there was some little fanfare as to when it came out. I mean, like, that's the reason why they have the EX version rather than just leaving it to the PC and then that's it.
Yeah.
Although
but I guess there's a niche to this, right? Like for people who like old school shooters like this, who is and the difficulty for this is kind of still high, right?
Yep, very, very high. Oh god.
You have unlimited lives though, right?
Unlimited lives and unlimited bullets for all your weapons.
Okay.
So you are not at a disadvantage, but at the same time, if you don't know how your mech controls, you are pretty much screwed.
I'm just going to say again, that is incredibly stupid.
Yep. What?
all those dialogue boxes,
Yes.
and there's mines you have to try and jump across, and it's obscuring your character.
Oh god, yes.
I'm going to write a letter to the developer.
Yeah. I don't think it's a challenge factor at all, it's just annoying.
It is annoying, isn't it?
But
That's
beyond
really
that,
badly thought out.
yeah, which is why I'm happy there's a mission mode. Basically, you can just skip all that crap and you just go for the shooting. Which is what people play for these games. You try to last as long as possible without dying.
So how many difficulties are there?
That's it, just one.
Just the one?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, you man up or basically play another game if you want to play something easier, right?
So what's the replay value then?
The scoring. You want to actually last as long as possible, then record your score. This is definitely old school arcade style, so it's all about like how long you can last in the game.
Okay. So just to recap everyone, this is a Big in Asia. I'm going to do some talking now because obviously there's this, I don't know, is that a penis-shaped creature attacking Jonathan now? Who it's a boss though, it's a penis-shaped boss. But I'll do the talking now while Jonathan tries to get past this level. But you are watching Big in Asia, which is our weekly live stream looking at big games in the region. You're looking at GunHound EX right now, which is a PSP shooter. That was released in Japan in January of this year, and as you can see, it's very much an old school, very much an old school game, along the I guess the lines of something like a Metal Slug, where it's a side-scrolling 2D shooter.
Oh god, okay.
And you basically pilot mechs in this thing, and as you can see, very old school style of boss, which you have to try and figure out the patterns in order to try and beat them.
With lots of practice, you can beat this game.
With lots of practice,
yes. I only just played this game like yesterday, and I'm still getting used to like how the mech controls.
It's not quite bullet hell levels of memorization,
but it's still difficult.
But it's still difficult, yeah.
Especially this homing tracking thing that the snake monster is chucking out.
Yeah. Okay, keep on it, Jonathan. You don't need to be doing much damage.
No, I need to actually destroy its armor before I can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It gets harder when its armor is so... there we go.
There you go. Okay.
You have to get out this side.
So basically the indicators on the top left there.
That's his life, yes.
No, sorry, like below. That's the cooldown for your weapons, is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, God. Yeah, this is the boss I actually died 17 times trying to kill.
Okay.
I really wish I saved, honestly. Oh, God. Right. So we'll be seeing this stage for another 15 minutes.
Okay.
Just to warn the viewers, so if you want to have questions, please ask right away.
Yeah, if you have any questions about this, obviously because it is an action-based title, I think it's probably pretty import-friendly, if you're into that sort of thing, and if you still have your PSP.
Which I doubt most people would have unless you're in Japan or Asia.
Yeah.
They really have. People are still selling PSP games in Singapore too.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? I mean, this is very much... the PSP is very much still a big Asian thing, so like that, the handheld has always been quite popular here.
Oh yeah. 3DS, PSP, PS Vita. Okay, maybe not so much the PS Vita right now.
Certainly more so than...
going forward.
Certainly more so than the West anyway.
Yeah. Woohoo! So the trick to this guy is basically don't stay in one position so that his bullets can home.
The trick of this guy is just to avoid his fire.
Yeah.
And not just walk into it.
Yeah, very, very basic strategy, which I should be preaching.
That boost is handy.
What? Oh god! What I'm afraid of is when I actually dash underneath the guy, I might get trapped, and then I can't actually go to the left side, get blocked by his body. So that's why That's why I'm worrying about, while also trying to avoid that green fireballs.
You know what? When the PS4 comes,
yep,
and the whole game sharing thing happens, you can just give off this section to one of your friends who can do it.
Oh
right?
yes. Would you like to try it out by any chance, since you're here?
Me?
Yes.
No. There's a reason why Metal Slug was never one of my favorite arcade games, and that was because it got too difficult past the second or third level for me, and it just became a coin sucking machine.
I don't blame you. The game is tough.
It's tough, yeah.
I've actually seen like guys in the arcades just playing it with one coin. Metal Slug 3, especially at the last stage with the zombies spewing blood in. Yeah, that stage is like the toughest.
You need to have played that game a lot to get to 1 credit completion.
Yep.
Like you would have spent a lot of money on that game. Far more than I think that you would have spent on a full retail game.
Yep.
You're doing great, Jonathan.
Oh god, oh god.
Giving you a big pat on the back. You're doing good. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. And you'll get the penis monster. Woo. Just patience. Patience. Almost,
thank
almost,
God.
almost. You got it. Well done.
Way.
Big clap for Jonathan.
Alright.
I don't think I would have done that. That was good skills, I think.
Thanks.
So just to recap, you're watching Big in Asia, and the game that Jonathan is playing right now is one called Gun Hound EX, which was released on the PSP in Japan about 3 months ago.
Yes.
And yeah, it is surprising, for us in the West anyway, that there are still PSP games being released in this day and age.
And people actually paying a lot of money.
And
I think this
people,
was full price, about maybe 40, the equivalent of 40, 50 US.
But you mentioned that this didn't actually do that well in Japan, though, is that right?
Not really, no.
Yeah.
This is more like it's actually catering for the niche market, the people who like 2D shoot-'em-ups. And I also find it surprising they actually released an EX version after the PC version came out.
Yeah.
So I guess...
So what is so EX about this?
I'm not too sure. Well, actually there is a mission mode and the simulator, but that's about it.
Right, okay.
And let's see... That's it. Just remastered for the PSP, I guess.
Right, okay.
I don't recall if there are any new missions because I've never played the original. And I've actually done some research. Nothing. I found zilch about this game at all.
Well, at least this level's a little bit different. It's not the typical...
yeah, you're just sliding down.
You're just sliding down, yeah.
And there's a pretty cool boss you get to fight in this one. So.
At the end of this one?
Yeah. Basically, if you like Macross, you like the boss.
Okay.
And I'm sure everyone on the stream might know their Macrosses and whatnot.
I don't know my Macrosses.
Okay, Robotech?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
I know what you're talking about. What, are they like brains?
They look like brains. Yeah. I think the story for this game is there's this like 2 factions fighting for the best power source in the country, and they're just vying control, I guess. Like basically the government versus radical stuff going on.
Yes.
But you don't play shooters for the story, but it's nice to know what
everyone knows it's wind power.
Yeah.
I gotta
Solar
say,
power?
they spent a lot on that background, didn't they?
Oh yeah. Lots of brown.
Lots of brown.
Kind of Gears of War-ish when you think about it. Whoa.
I probably think Epic would have spent more on
more
their
time
backgrounds than this. So at least this is interesting, right? Like they're changing up the formula. Because you're going skiing with a mech. I don't think I've ever seen anyone ski with a mech down a brown hill before.
Alright, we're close to wherever the heck we're going.
You're close?
Yeah. Well, not to the boss.
Is this the boss level now?
This is just another stage. Protection stage.
Do you know how long this stage, how long the actual game is? Man, this is Metal Slug. That just reminds me of Metal Slug.
I think there are 5 stages or 6. But basically, you can finish this game in a day if you're good.
Yeah. But actual playtime though, if you're good, is what, only an hour or 2? Is that right?
Maybe, probably an hour or less even.
Okay. So what's the value in that, do you think, Jonathan?
Basically, just replay value.
Yeah.
Like I compare this to something like a Metal Gear Revengeance, the new one. Like basically, that game is like 5 hours short, but at the end of the day, you're basically replaying it because you want a perfect score.
Right. Okay.
Same deal with
this. It's about the skill, right?
Yeah. Skills and trying not to get hurt while going through a mission.
You got something to prove to yourself in the world, right? Okay. That you're better than anyone at GunHound EX.
Which is quite a few people when you think about it.
Well, speaking of which, is there like anything online, like leaderboards or anything like that at all?
Actually, no.
Okay.
That's it.
So it's just bragging rights. I could tell people that I'm really excellent at GunHound EX and no one can check it out, right?
That's the problem,
Is that right? Okay, then I'm going to tell people. I totally high-scored this game.
Okay, sure.
What's with the helicopter, Jonathan?
Oh, that's just to rescue passengers, people in the village, and you just have to protect that helicopter.
Okay.
If it's dead, you're dead.
Man, look at this cutting-edge PSP graphics. So you can try and save people But helicopters crashing into them don't hurt them.
No, they're immortals, yeah.
Alright.
So that's what I like about video game logic sometimes.
Yeah.
Boom.
So if anyone has any questions, just put it through in the chat. Otherwise, you are watching GunHound EX on Big in Asia, a PSP shooter that was just released. Jonathan, let's talk about the pedigree of this game again.
Yeah, G Revolution published it, but studio called Dracui.
What have they done?
They have done nothing but GunHound actually.
Okay.
But G-Rev, they're really popular because they've done a lot of shooters.
Yep.
There's a Strania game that came out on Xbox Live Arcade. Under Defeat, which is a helicopter top-down shooter game, that also was ported onto the Xbox. It came out in the arcades and Dreamcast at 2000-ish. And it was a pretty good game.
Okay. Okay, well, we might see through the boss of this one and see how well you go.
Yep.
And then we'll might close off the stream. So is the pattern of the of all the levels like this?
Oh god, that was one hit kill. Holy
what was
crap.
that?
That was just a cannon. That was a point blank range shot.
Oh,
so
right.
that's kind of
Okay.
expected.
Right. Okay. So do you have to go through the escort thing again, or you're starting from scratch?
I think I have to start that escort thing from scratch.
Oh no. Yeah, I think you do. That
Yeah.
sucks.
Well, but it's all about like, yeah, basically trying not. This game is definitely hardcore. Like basically, if you suck quite a bit, you will, you know.
Yep.
You're meant. That's your punishment right there. Start off at the beginning, or at least earlier on the checkpoints.
Yeah, in the earlier levels when you died, though, the checkpoints were quite
Fair.
generous. Yeah, like especially at bosses, you just basically start the boss fight again.
But basically, I mean, that was basically amateur death. Honestly, I could have avoided that, but I wasn't paying attention. So it's more of my fault, really. Totally my fault. So if you have a PSP, if I lend it to you, would you actually touch it?
This?
Yes.
No. I can't remember the last time I actually had a PSP in my hand, Jonathan.
Or
to
when
be
was the
honest.
last time you played a shooter, I guess?
A shooter like this?
A 2D shooter, yeah.
No, not for a long, long while. The closest I could think of, which is, I guess, arcadey, Twitch-based, is Hotline Miami that I played.
I guess you could call that a 2D top-down shooter.
Top-down, yeah, but,
Yeah.
you know, I guess it's similar in that, you know, it's fairly, you know, the control scheme is somewhat simple, but it's all about your skill, right?
Yep. And you also get graded for it. Like if you die less, you get a better grade. If you finish a level faster, you get a better grade.
So S level,
Yep.
A level, that type of thing, yeah.
And multiple ways of killing people in different ways.
But there's no difficulty in this. There's no like new game plus.
No new game plus.
Okay.
You're just
Okay.
replaying the levels over and over again,
Okay.
trying to get the
Just
highest
watch
score.
out for these cannons, Jonathan.
Okay.
One hit kill. We want to try and show this next boss.
Alright. I don't want to disappoint people. Always better to play it safe sometimes.
Goodness me.
But I do love these explosions. Old school all the way, but
Yeah, that is so pixelated. Awesome. Get him, Jonathan. It sucks that they're one hit kills.
you just have to be careful, that's all. Okay.
That's
That's
just
expensive
weird,
is for
man.
you, man.
That's
That's actually
just
the
weird.
pilot of the game itself.
Oh, she's the heroine?
Yeah, she's the heroine.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
And she's
And you
then
can tell
other
it's a
support
Jap-
people are
Yeah.
what's that? Another guy with spectacles.
Yeah.
Your comm person who's another female, and your boss who is some scarred guy who used to pilot the Gunhound.
Yeah, you can tell it's a Japanese game because it's a girl in a schoolgirl uniform and stockings.
I think that's a standard military outfit over there.
Yeah. I don't think it actually is a real, like a real military outfit.
No.
I don't think they're female armed forces.
I think not, at least not during battle.
Yeah,
You probably have to wear pants when you're fighting a war.
yeah, I don't know if that actually makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Don't get killed.
Don't worry, there's a checkpoint at the start of this, so it's not too bad.
Okay. So everyone, you're watching Big in Asia, a weekly live stream on games that are big in the region. Right now you're watching GunHound EX, which is a recently released PSP game, believe it or not. Came out in Japan just in January this year. Jonathan is playing through now. It's essentially, it's only single player, but it is a 2D shooter, essentially, where you're piloting a mech.
Very nice mech.
And it's very, it does look very import friendly. So if you're into this type of action, I don't think the language barrier really is a deterrent, right, Jonathan?
Nope, not at all. If you know how to shoot things and just press buttons, if you play Metal Slug, you can play this game.
Yeah.
If you play it under Defeat or any other 2D shooter, yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
Good to go.
And controls seem pretty simple, right? I mean, like that whole boost thing looks like it's pretty vital, right?
Yeah, it is very vital.
Yeah.
Hovering around, trying to avoid enemy fire, that's the gist of it, pretty much.
Okay.
And learning the timing of the moving.
Yeah. And very old school, yeah, like in, you know, pattern boss fights.
Yeah.
So.
And since I actually taken off my armor, I'm actually faster right now.
You have taken off your armor.
Yeah.
How do you get it back on?
You can't. You actually have to power through the level.
Right.
But sometimes I mean, there is one power up. Basically, what's at the armor power up. If a helicopter drops it, you basically have your armor back again.
Right.
That's really rare.
So why did you choose to get rid of your armor?
Oh, because I was nearly out of life
Yeah.
at one point. Once you take off your armor, your life goes back up to normal.
Okay.
So you're good. So hopefully okay. Alright, we're good. Oh, no. That actually increases your health.
Right.
But sometimes you can actually power up your... If you're at full health and you have no armor, then you actually get to put on your armor.
So Dennis Falls just asked who's the guy with the accent. I think we both have accents to Americans. So my name's Randy.
I'm Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan is playing the PSP right now.
This
so
is
he's
actually
the guy
how I
that's
really
dying.
speak. I'm not pretending to have an American accent despite what people have been saying.
Yeah.
I really talk like this in real life.
Yeah. People say you sound like George Takei.
Oh, thanks. Oh my. I think everyone knows that line, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So this is another. So why is it that there's suddenly people next to you
Oh, they're
helping you out?
Oh, I think that's just part of the story.
Hmm.
Simple as that. Oh, you see this other gun hound who's your partner, and
Yeah.
you know he helps you out marginally.
Yeah.
I'm again doing most of the work, seeing as it's a shooter, and that's what you do.
Okay.
I think even I was actually playing Gears of War Judgment, and technically my AI is marginally useful, but only to resurrect me when I'm dead, like knocked down.
What do you think of Gears of War? I haven't actually played it
Judgment, I actually like the arcade feel of that.
Yeah.
But everything else is just like, standard, so if you hate the game, you're gonna hate Judgment. I do like the fact that you can actually have difficulty modifiers.
Okay.
I've turned on all of it, and I've really had fun in the campaign.
Okay.
Really challenging and stuff. Yeah, I finished it.
Okay.
Really great stuff, but I can't say much about the multiplayer because, I haven't touched it.
So how do you compare Gears of War Judgment to GunHound EX?
Both have arcadey feels.
Which is a better PSP game, you say?
I think Gears of War, because
Gears of War is a much better PSP game, I think.
Totally.
Yeah.
Do I go down? Yeah, I do. Right.
Where's the boss, man? We're hanging out for the boss.
It's now actually.
Yeah. So this is it. Like we'll try and go through the boss here. I'm sure you'll go through it first go, Jonathan,
hope so.
And then we might close off the stream. So you guys have been watching Big in Asia,
and we're still going downhill sloping.
Yeah, we're doing skiing now with a mech, going downhill. And is this really the boss?
Clifford B would approve of all the brown. There we go.
Oh right, it is.
Yeah.
It is a Robotech creature.
It's pretty cool, eh?
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool too. Where'd he go? Where'd he go?
Oh, he just appears and then...
Okay, this is looking a bit more schmuppy to me.
With all the blue.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. That looked like it was hard to avoid.
No, you just have to go at the bottom right side.
Yeah.
Which I forgot to do.
It's all about memorization, right?
Okay, that is harder to avoid. You probably have to stay at this section, but sometimes my estimation is crap.
Yeah.
And of course, pressing the circle to boost around will be very
vital. You can still boost in this mode?
Like a running dash.
Okay. Excellent. There you go. You're doing this. This is easy, Jonathan. Easy. This is like the easiest boss so far, right?
Yeah, so far. But only because, I guess so, yeah. Patterns.
Yeah, they're all patterns now.
Don't forget, those bullets actually home on to you, so don't stay at one spot.
Right, okay. You got it.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Almost. Don't.
Jinxing you.
Yeah.
Jinxing you. One more pass and you should be able to get this guy. There you go.
Yay.
Okay.
Bye,
Well,
Robotech.
well
Bye,
that
bye.
was it then for our look at GunHound EX. So, Jonathan, what's your recommendation?
Yes, if you like shooters like Assault Suit Lenos 3 and Metal Storm, no if you don't like them. Simple as that.
Okay, that's a bit caged. So,
It's very, very caged. It's
yeah.
like it's tailored for a niche audience, unfortunately.
Yep.
So you gotta really, really like, you gotta really like this type of game, like
Yeah.
a 2D shooter, if you're into this. Otherwise, it's good for a collection. Like if you collect a lot of 2D shooters, like Thunder Force, Gradius, but not so much if you just don't like them at all.
Okay, so that was Big in Asia for this week. You were just watching GunHound EX. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you guys next week for another edition of the show. Bye.